let's talk about my reasons why the 25th anniversary Yu-Gi-Oh! Reprint sets are leaving OG collectors empty-handed. Hey guys, Bilingual Duelist here, and just in case you are living under a rock, yesterday every Konami sponsored YouTuber received the 25th anniversary Legendary Collection Gameboard Edition again to promote and open on their channels. But first of all, huge props to TCG Konami to finally take advantage of such a huge event, the 25th anniversary, because damn, it was about time, right, that we get something like in the OCG. And yeah, I just don't know why it took them 25 years to realize that this might be a big business opportunity. I really hope the answer is they were not allowed, because yeah, the 20th anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was already one of the biggest missed opportunities TCG Konami should have ever had. And always remember guys, businesses like Konami only operate to make money. There is no other incentive than making money for Konami, and while they are trying to make the money, they have to keep us happy in a way so that we actually give them our hard-earned money, right? Always keep that in mind throughout the video. So back to the promo products here, we also got teased about a potential release of the Kaiba suitcase we had about a year ago in the OCG, and I'm definitely looking forward to that product, and I will definitely also compare the quality of the cards OCG versus TCG. And I really hope they are going to do a really good job on this product, so yeah, stay tuned for that. But now let's come back to the main topic of today's video, which are of course the reprints Konami just released in the 25th anniversary Gameboard Edition. And one thing I want to point out here guys is that there is actually 3 different people with 3 different views on this product. First of all, there is the person who collected Yu-Gi-Oh! In their childhood and are not into the hobby anymore. These people will be very excited for this product because they are given a hopefully soon to be cheap experience to relive their childhoods by buying some modern but old looking cardboard, and therefore might even be hooked back into the hobby. Then there's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Content creator. These people will also like the product because they are obviously getting new content, and showing off old cards everybody knows is always appealing to a bigger audience than opening the newest set of Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is only interesting for people actually playing and collecting heavily as of right now. Finally, there is the OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Collector, and these people are sometimes also content creators, but most of them are just collecting their cards for themselves or with their friends, and these people are completely left out with this reprint set because it is just a modern looking variant of cards we already have plenty of reprints of. So to get you guys in the picture here, TCG Konami is going to release booster boxes of the first 7 sets of Yu-Gi-Oh! This summer. Yes, booster boxes, not just packs like we had in the past. Yesterday we saw for the first time how these reprint sets will actually look, and at first I was really happy to see the final product because, as I've already stated, I am an OG collector. Here's the thing, these reprints look very modern, and therefore they are very easy to differentiate between the 2004, 2005 and also the 2009 and 2011 reprints we already had in the past. And therefore the market of unlimited cards is not flooded with even more unlimited cards, which would have resulted in even lower prices for these unlimited cards, even though they are vintage. Yeah, so for OG collectors who were invested into unlimited cards, this is a really good thing. Still, Cardmarket and TCG player will get obviously flooded with lots of modern cards, which are probably not going to be labeled correctly on the selling pages, which is yeah, kinda obvious, because if you bought this product and you are not invested into Yu-Gi-Oh! Yet, you can't know, right? Because the set number is actually the same than the old set numbers. So yeah, props to Konami at this point. And honestly guys, changing set numbers shouldn't have costed Konami anything. And yeah, back to the discussion about the reprints. If the reprints would have looked like, for example, the 2009 and 2011 cards, it would have just been a slap into the OG collectors' faces, because yeah, there would again be so many of these that the actual value of the cards would have gone down tremendously, and yeah, this would just suck, right? Because why buy old cards if Konami is producing the same old cards like in 2023 again? And yeah, there will always be people stating, yeah, why didn't you go for first edition in the first place? Then you wouldn't have to worry about potential reprints, right? But yeah, not everybody guys, I don't know if you can imagine, but not everybody is able to afford first edition old vintage cards, because these are not that cheap, and there is a lot of people out there and all of them want to collect in their ways, and some people only have that option to go for unlim. So please don't tell me you should have gone for first edition, because again, at some point in the hobby, first edition cards were so expensive, and if you entered afterwards, there is just no way getting first edition cards as of right now. So therefore they went for the cheaper alternative, which is unlimited cards. And they are already invested, right? And for them it just sucks if Konami reprints exactly the same cards in 2023, and I'm very happy for these people that this didn't happen. And I'm just pointing the finger at Konami and tell you guys, there should have been better ways to actually differentiate all these different reprints throughout the years. Also just look at Pokemon maybe, because they are doing actually a very good job at differentiating their reprints. For example, the CP6 set, which was a complete reprint set of the base set. Yeah, they just gave the cards a different set number. And there we go guys, problem solved. Old artwork, new set number, no problem, no issues, and no upset collectors. But let's come back to the reality, to Yu-Gi-Oh! So this morning when I woke up, I actually rethought everything in my head and sorted everything, and I actually thought, damn, this is again a huge missed opportunity by TCG Konami. Why am I saying this? Because changing the set number like in Pokemon solved everybody's issues. The cards looked more modern than of course the base set, but they still looked really close to what they were back then. The OG collectors maybe even wanted to complete both sets, the old set and the new set. And of course all the people who are not invested in the hobby yet, they just see the cards, they see how they look and directly think of their childhood, and again are brought back into the hobby. So they just made a product which was appealing to everybody. This is not the case for this set though, because for OG collectors like me, who know how the old cards felt in their hands, because we are still holding them in our hands even to this day, because we love these, and also the looks and the quality, everything about that, it's just not there with the modern Yu-Gi-Oh product. I mean, have you ever opened a modern set nowadays? The cards feel different. I personally think they feel like plastic, or at least something between paper and plastic, so cheap. And also the looks are very cheap. The colors are different, the foiling is different, and yeah, the cards just are not the same anymore as they were back in the days. Which is obviously driven by the fact that Konami is trying to cut costs producing these cards, right? Because they are a company and they want to make their money. So they came up with their ways to keep the cost of production low and yeah, provide us with the quality of cards they're providing us today. And for me, this is just not acceptable. These cards for me look terrible. I don't like them, and I probably won't collect any of these. I might sell some, I might open some packs, but I won't keep them because I just don't like the look of the cards. And again, Pokemon was able to do that, right? They did also the reprint sets of the old sets, and the cards looked somewhat acceptable. And even though they were different, of course, they are still in a range where I would say even old collectors would have liked to want them, but I don't see any effort put in here by Konami to actually please OG collectors. So this is why I'm personally completely out of this set. You are obviously welcome to disagree with this opinion, because this is just how I think modern Yu-Gi-Oh cards are, especially in the TCG. In the OCG, cardstock is still way better than in the TCG, and I like the look of the OCG cards way more than the TCG. But yeah, this is just my take on these printings. And this is also why I told you at the very beginning of the 3 point of views: the collector, the content creator, and the person not involved in the hobby, because depending on in which bracket you are in, you will see the product with completely different eyes. And I realized that. And of course guys, I'm also excluding rarities which are just released in the modern time, like for example the Starlight Rare or the 25th anniversary, 20th anniversary Secret Rare. I think all of these are really cool products and really cool rarities they introduced in the modern era, because they just fit the modern era, right? And we don't have anything to compare. Like 20 years ago, Starlight Rares didn't exist, so there is nothing we can directly compare them to. So it is a completely new rarity, and therefore they are fine the way they are. But this reprint set, it tries to replicate something we had 20 years ago, and since it is so different than it was 20 years ago, it is just not as exciting anymore, right? It is just a modern, cheap product, and also in a way a money grab from Konami. And guys, please don't get me wrong, I'm not against this product at all. I really appreciate that Konami finally took the business opportunity to make something exciting for the 25th anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh! And again, this product will give a lot of people opportunities, like for example big YouTubers who have big audiences. They will be able to reach people who are not into Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore, and they will probably get some of them back because the people see the old artworks and they will just remember, of course, the good days when everything was still cool with Konami, and yeah, just come back to the hobby. And this is of course a good thing. And yeah, even if you are not into Yu-Gi-Oh! And you just walk to your Walmart and see the products on the shelves, you will get this nostalgia rush, right? So this is very cool, and people will come back into the hobby because of that. And yeah, nothing against that. It is just that the collectors, the OG collectors, are left empty-handed. There is nothing we can get from these sets. There is no chase whatsoever. The cards look just modern, and therefore for me personally cheap and not that desirable than the old prints. And they don't even have a different set number, so yeah, I probably already have the unlimited set if I'm a really true OG collector, and the set is adding no value to collectors. And this is why I think this is a missed business opportunity by Konami. And yeah, this is why I'm so disappointed about this set, because other franchises like Pokemon are doing the exact same thing, just way better. And I also want to point out, guys, there is these Korean boxes I've heard about, and they are super cheap, and I think they offer like the 2011 kind of quality of cards. So yeah, they are cheaper than the new upcoming reprints for the 25th anniversary. Of course, they're Korean, you can't read them, but still, to get that nostalgia rush, you can open these, and I've opened some myself and it was really nice, but it should be cheap, right? And yeah, this is also another problem. People hype these sets up way too much, and therefore the prices are way too high for what we are getting. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the prices will drop dramatically after the release of all the videos here, but yeah, we will see how the market will take it. And yeah, very unfortunate that they didn't come up with a different set code like LOB25EN or DE or whatsoever, because then people who actually needs to collect everything Konami releases, they would have had like a real reason to go for these sets. But yeah, at least for this set, this is not going to happen, because of course it is cheaper to produce it this way, right? Konami just loaded up the old images, the old sets in their modern printers, and they just printed them all out and yeah, rebranded them as something vintage and nostalgic. And yeah, it is actually not, it is just modern. And they did it of course because it is so much cheaper to do so. And yeah, can you actually blame Konami for that? No, because they're a company, right? They're trying to make the most profit out of their business decisions, and this is exactly what they did. They just forgot to include the OG collectors into the equation, which is very unfortunate, but let's hope that Konami is actually going to release a few more interesting and exciting products which will be also appealing to the OG collectors. So how would the perfect solution would have been if you would have asked me? Reprint the old sets with new set numbers, so that there is actually an obvious difference even for new people who have no idea how older cards looked way back then, and that they can actually differentiate every single reprint. And the other point is of course improve the overall quality of the cards and put at least some effort, even if it costs money, to make the cards look somewhat comparable like Pokemon did with Evolutions and CP6, because it seems to be possible if you would have actually wanted to. But Konami didn't even try, and they gave us the proof with this reprint set. Quick note to the promo cards which were included inside of the 25th anniversary legendary collection. Obviously I'm in Japan and I didn't had any chance to look at them personally, but I think yeah, they are Starlight rares. What could go wrong, right? They look modern, but we expect them to look modern, so yeah, a good thing we got them, and that they are also very easy to collect because there is one in every box, so they shouldn't be that expensive, so that's a good thing. And yeah, let's hope there will be more this year, more exciting and more positive I can be about. And yeah, if you've watched until now, there's one thing I want to tell you, and this might be an opportunity Konami just created for us, because if they discontinued the old layout we had like up until 2011 or even 2013, don't quote me on that, it might be a good time to actually invest or to actually collect these old unlimited cards with ease in mind that these are not coming back, right? So this is the only good thing I see here. So yeah, if you want to go for old unlimited cards, they won't come back in this format ever again, I'm very sure. because of what Konami just did right now. I hope you enjoyed this little rant about the decisions of Konami here from an OG collector's point of view. And yeah, see you guys very soon in a new video. Your Bilingual Duelist. Ciao.